Hey everybody, this is Dion and welcome to my channel. So today there's a big announcement from Nintendo done via Direct. So it's called Nintendo Direct Nintendo Switch 2. So the first announcement was, I believe, in 19th of January this year, where they show the exterior of the console. And yes, I'm using the Nintendo News channel and the original Switch to watch this video. So without further ado, here we go. Let's see what they have for us. A new generation. I don't remember seeing such an elaborate intro, yet fun, from Nintendo Direct. Yeah, all right. So this, I recognize this is the new Mario Kart. Some folks are calling it Mario Kart 9.
Let's go!
All right. They maintained that live soundtrack, played with real instruments, that is. I appreciate that. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, even though it's you know, they have like a doll look to it, right? Mario Kart was never really realistic, even though things like sand, dirt, and the roads was more realistic than the characters themselves. But I can see that they have a new, like a better quality shading to it, if I may say so. A lot of new types of vehicles. You can play as an animal. Kind of makes you think what other power-ups are there in this game, because Nintendo Switch got a deluxe edition from the previous generation, so Mario Kart 8 is 11 years old by now, if I'm not mistaken. Different looks. Oh, Mario Kart World. Huh. That's a concept right there. Oh, I so wanted to see the previous tracks from all of the Mario Karts like into one game. And I'm the director. Okay. Hardware design lead for the Nintendo Switch.
最初にご覧いただいたのは Nintendo Switch 2の専用ソフトマリオカートワールドです。
Right.
さて、新しいマリオカートはどんな風になっているんでしょう?
I mean, it's 11 years old, and the deluxe edition on the Switch is still today the best-selling game on that
Mario
platform.
Kart series is launching exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2. Welcome to this vast world.
It seems
Kart
enormous.
races are held throughout various regions that span the globe.
So it's
Depending
like
on
a
the time
world
of
tour?
day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
There never was really, I mean, thunder was there in these games, right? But rain and such, I don't think
And
so.
in this Mario Kart game,
In the previous iterations of this.
you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
I like that, because we tried to do that previously, right?
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition
I was
is
about to
gearing
say,
up.
from the where they left that presentation in January, you could tell there
Knockout
was
Tour.
more players, characters
Race
on the
non-stop
road.
from one corner of the world to another.
So this is all new, right? No previous tracks mentioned
There are multiple
as of
checkpoints along
now.
the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
Huh. Was that a
And
dune
you
buggy?
make it all the way to the finish line?
She's flying. Free roam.
You can
Oh,
also
I like
drive
the
around
fact.
this vast
I don't
world
know if
in
how
free
this will
roam.
work with the Mario Kart series, but as an idea, I
By
kind
going
of.
off-road, you can explore new areas and routes.
Huh.
So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends.
What? Wait. It says additional accessories, games. What? And/or systems may be required for multiplayer mode. Excuse me. Sold separately. Internet connection required during online play. To use online services, you must create a Nintendo account and accept the related agreement. The Nintendo account privacy policy applies. Some online services may not be available in all countries. Online play requires paid online membership. So, all right. So, what I'm seeing from now is more interactivity. Like, imagine that you're talking with a friend, or I don't know if the Nintendo app on the phone is still going to be a thing this generation, right? Just let's assume that it is, right? Because I feel that this is a transition from the Switch to the Switch 2, basically, with exclusive things for the Switch 2. Maybe they will elaborate on this further on, but let me just watch. But I really like this. You know, back on the older games, you try to go out of bounds or try to see where the game allowed you to go. And that was even as a little kid on the Super Nintendo, which was my first experience with Mario Kart. I kind of wanted to explore the map and see what goes beyond, but you could never.
And even take photos together at different locations.
All right, getting a little modern here. Photo mode. If they, as you can see here, look. It's safe to say that everybody has seen this by now in the world. You know, the capture button here. There was a time in the beginning where you could share on Twitter and Facebook, I believe. I don't know how that is today. I didn't really use it because I had a different strategy for my channel. But recording little clips, a bit, you know, but instead of being me recording, like when there was a moment, I wish that similar to the Xbox or the PlayStation, in their case, they got their trophy system, right? Nintendo doesn't have anything, I believe. So it would be cool if you could record like a whole hour of my gameplay on the console. Or, you know, when you have an achievement or something, or you have like one of those moments that the replay function used in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I kind of wanted to have that replay just for, let's just say like 30 seconds of that. That would have been really cool. And being able to share on social media right there and there.
A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World!
This is really promising, you know. However, even though they said quite a lot about this, so this is a brand new way of playing Mario Kart. It's not. They make it feel like there's a connection between all of the tracks, not just playing simply one track and then that's it. I can go my own way. I like the fact that now, because of the wave expansions that they created for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, meaning you got a lot of those classic tracks reworked in the Mario Kart 8 engine. So you can revisit the classics, if you may, with that engine on Mario Kart 8, and you can have the new thing with this one. And still on Nintendo Switch Online, you can play previous installments of it, with the exception of the GameCube and the Wii. There is you know, I don't want to make too much of a pause, but I have already said something about it on the previous reaction.
Game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
All right.
More details about this title will be shared in
17th
an
of
upcoming
April.
Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
All right.
マリオカートワールドは Nintendo Switch 2と
It should be a
同日に
tie-in
発売
game,
します。
like
Sarani-
excuse me. It should be a tie-in game like Wii Sports was back in the Wii days, you know.
しい内容は後日
That will be
改めてご
crazy.
紹介しますのでお楽しみに。
Because I remember in the Wii U days, they kind of bundled Mario Kart 8 with the Wii U later on, you know. Like, that was actually the bundle that I got for my Wii U. Quite late
続
in
いて
the
は
lifespan.
Nintendo Switch 2で新しくできることをご
Some new
紹介していきま
features.
す。
Okay.
これはスイッチ2のジョイコンでジョイコン2と呼んでいます。
Two.
右のジョイコン2には
Look at that finish. It looks beautiful. It looks like it has a bit of a matte finish, not so plasticky like this. You know, it kind of your fingers kind of how do you say, slide through it, right? It seems like it has a little rubbery finish to it. There's a C button. Look, it's right this one. Okay? There's a new button below. What's that?
C ボタンを追加しました。この C ボタンで皆さんを新しい体験へお連れしましょう。
Oh, so that is this thing, right? This plastic support for the Joy-Cons. Together, alone, together.
That was you.
Oh, finally! Wait, that looks just like a Skype call, right? A Skype call or a Zoom call or whatever. To use online services, you must create a Nintendo account, and it's the same thing. Internet connection, paid online membership, mobile phone number registration required to use game chat. So now we have game chat, which was what I was saying before. So they are abandoning. Is it that they are abandoning the chat via the Nintendo Switch app? Some online services may not be available in all countries. Please visit the official Nintendo website for more details. Let's see. One of the things, if you remember, was that there was no reason for the Nintendo Switch not to have this. People kind of joked about it, and it was Nintendo's way to say, look, we don't want to be responsible for anything that has been said or shared, so we're going to have an app, and you can talk to each other. You must have an account, and so on and so on. So it's basically the same thing, only here on the console itself.
Wait, no.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Introducing Game Chat,
All right.
a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Beats enter the chat.
Hi, missed you.
With this feature, you'll be able to communicate with friends and family while playing a game.
So they have those little phrases on top of the characters, which is what you could have selected when you're like, how do you call it? Like when you're waiting to have an online session on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you can choose from these phrases that are written already. You just have to choose the one that you want to show to everybody in that room.
Follow you, yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Up for an adventure.
All right, I was about to ask, how is it gonna the sound?
In the Game Chat feature,
All right.
your voice is recognized by a microphone built.
There was no reason why this could not have a microphone or the Switch itself, right?
Into the console.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right? All right, let's keep going. Okay.
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
Look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going. Let's go. Let's make a left right here. Let's make a left.
When it's noisy around you,
So that is a Pro controller that they haven't showed yet, right?
your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a bow?
I find it interesting that they've opted to have it on the console, which means if you play it on tabletop mode or handheld mode, you know, you have your microphone on the console itself. But imagine that through time you have a problem with your microphone, you know, you could have had the option to have it on your controller. Why not? Right? I mean, I've opened up one of these previously because one of my Joy-Cons was broken. And let me tell you, there's really no space in this at all. Everything is so tight where I actually question myself if it is hindering the longevity of this, right? The cables, the ribbon cables are like really folded almost, very tight. So I don't know. There's probably not a lot of space to include more stuff. Maybe that would have made the new Joy-Cons more expensive. I don't know. But judging from the previous trailer, there was the illusion that you could use the Joy-Cons like a mouse. So if you can use them like a mouse, it would have not made sense to have the microphone there if you play it like that. But let's see what they're going to say.
It does look beautiful. It's all pink.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
Good job. There we go.
I like that.
you can also share
How
your
is the
game
Switch?
screen.
How is the Switch 2 going to handle that though?
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really? They can do that?
Can do it?
You guys, I just did it. Oh, I want to do it too.
So it's probably just streaming from their connection, right?
Oh, shoot. Oh, he's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of curious to know how much faster internet can be on this Switch, right? Via Wi-Fi or a cable. Like I just want to know.
You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. I mean, the sense of community that there was Miiverse, if I'm not mistaken. I still got the chance to witness that in a way, but it was like a social media for the Nintendo Wii U. I still remember playing Splatoon 1. And there you could have drawn stuff or leave messages for people to read, you know. But this is a whole different thing. It in real time, everybody is like playing and talking. I was not expecting this at all. And I was kind of a little bit worried when I saw the first trailer for this console, because Nintendo always does the exact opposite of what everybody is predicting. And I was predicting, well, they're going to bring, or they're going to do two things. They can do two things, which is keep it so boring that it's basically the Nintendo Switch with more horsepower, or they can come up with a brand new way of playing that nobody's currently thinking about. And it's not, actually, I was both wrong, right? But this is a Nintendo Switch with more horsepower and new features. I just want to know, how much of a better or immersive experience that you can have on the Nintendo Switch 2 that you could not do with the first one, But I believe that, I don't know if this was possible because of maybe the broadband of the console. Maybe it was pushing it too much, but really, I still think that could you not do this on the first Switch, for instance, I feel that the Xbox and the PlayStation, more so on the PlayStation side than the Xbox. The Xbox was really just 2.0, just it's the same UI, it's the same layout, it's the same thing. The controllers are even compatible, It's a good thing if you want to save some money on that side. But, Sony brought in the adaptive triggers, the sensors. It's so much more immersive. But bear with me here. Even playing on the PlayStation 5 and then going back to the PlayStation 4, I don't feel like I'm experiencing a downgrade, The thing is, you get used to those adaptive triggers as time goes by. So, I don't know. With this one, you had HD Rumble. You never heard about it ever since, But let's see what they have in store.
That one. It's so hard, right? Tough.
This is very cool, but realistically, is this something that you see yourself doing with other people?
Kirby, look, you're on a...
Because you're playing all, like, let's imagine this. We are 4 friends. Everybody's playing a different game. They're not playing with each other. And you're using that time to talk to each other, yet everybody is playing something. So it can be, is this being used or seen as this is your meeting point on the Switch? That is a nice idea if that is what they're going for. But the one that I more resembles this is maybe the app for the PlayStation. Or sometimes, when I'm playing online with people, we can use other social media for it to speak, just to speak. It's like a telephone call. But what I liked on the PlayStation was that I could see, if that person wanted me to see it, was sharing their gaming footage, like what they're doing in real time. And this reminds me of that, but in a way that it is simply organized, and it seems like fun. But 4 people, I don't know if that's realistic, meaning that all people are playing something else and they're all talking to each other while you're listening the sound of the different games that are going on. If you told me that they are playing the same game online at the same time, that is more believable for me, but I digress. Let's go.
You can adjust the size of your game screen.
Huh.
Guys.
I'm going to enjoy this. I'm really going to enjoy this. So you saw Nintendo, Super Nintendo stuff, Nintendo 64, so all the online stuff that is already available.
Or expand another friend's game screen.
Huh.
You gotta get above that.
As you see, there's a little frame rate delay there. So I'm thinking it's just being streamed as a video phone call, right?
It's just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
This is where I have to do a little wall ride.
Okay.
So everyone can watch them play.
Oh, I think I said.
This begs the question, is the Switch finally going to come on board like the Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4, where you could stream to social media, or you could record? Please say that you can. Okay, guys, just a moment. My battery ran out on my camera, but that's what my I mean, if you can stream your footage, right? There should be no reason why they wouldn't allow you to be able to stream your content or save it, record it, make a video out of it. Okay, just a second. And here we go. All right, new battery. Let's zoom in. Hello, everybody, and put some glasses on. There you go. Okay, I'm fine. Let's go.
I think I know where you are. Wait.
Okay, I think we have to try.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay.
Oh, yo, that's good.
That reminds me, you could do that with
On the
Splatoon
right
2, right?
Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button.
Please.
With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
Huh.
Oh, dang.
Oh, really cool. Wait,
Let it
actually,
be
guys,
C for
I got a
capture.
call
Come on.
right now, so,
It's gotta be. Come on.
Okay, for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. You can also connect this camera to the console.
Hey.
Nintendo Switch 2 camera.
Hello. Yo.
The only, excuse me, wait, let me focus this better. The only experience that I've had with playing and being on camera via the console was the PlayStation 4. And I really enjoyed the simplicity of it. Like, bear with me here. You don't have capture cards. You don't have a computer. You just want to stream, right? You have these materials with you. You can do it out of the box. That was like, I mean, the PlayStation 4 got released in 2013. So it is cool that Nintendo is doing this. Their first attempt with cameras, I believe, was on the Wii, right? That was not very popular, but I think it was, right? Or was it just a microphone? Anyways, the Wii U had a camera on the Wii U gamepad, so you could Skype to people and everything. That was really cool.
Hi, how's everyone?
I never
doing?
used it
Good?
because,
You can appear
excuse me, but by the time that I got it, it was already discontinued.
on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Huh.
Face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
There you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward to games which use your camera feed like this.
Oh, that is cool. So Mario Party
Wait.
Jamboree, you can wait. So wait a minute. Are you saying to me that you can play previous Nintendo Switch 1 titles and take down the profile picture, that you're using and use the camera feature. That I like that. That is a nice touch. I mean, if you're recording and everything, look, they take the background out, so you don't have to worry about, you know, seeing other people that don't want to show up or be present, or you know, you have a sense of privacy with it.
If I go a little more this way.
I like that. I was not expecting any of
Using
this.
game chat. Even when you're apart, you can play games and hang out as if you were together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer.
I want to say this. I experienced it was just this one time because I was convincing somebody, you know, I never did that. I didn't know the Wii U could do that, so let me just have the experience. The Wii U gamepad has a microphone in it, obviously, and we were playing Mario Kart 8, and the sound was excellent. The sound was clear, you know, so that makes me have high standards for this version for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Games.
Wait, let me go back a little. Yes.
If I go a little more this way.
That is
Using game chat.
really. I mean, I played Mario Jamboree with at least 2 other people, and imagine that every one of them were like in their own homes, and you through the microphone and through the camera, it really creates the illusion that you're together, right?
When you're apart, you can play games.
I mean,
and
you could have done that through a video call, you know, on your phone with another app that wasn't official by Nintendo, but I digress. You know what I mean.
hang out as if you were together in the same room.
You don't have to have another cell phone. You just buy these accessories. And by the way, please be kind with the price tag on those things.
Play together or compete in online multiplayer games.
Come on, guys. You have a camera, a microphone. You can share video calls up to 4 people, right? Can you not do 8? I don't know. Please tell me that you can stream this.
Chat while playing your personal favorites.
Wait, I'm talking too much. Let me...
Together in the same room. Play together or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites.
Those people that played back in the day, like 2-player mode games, like where the screen is divided in half. I saw on the internet some people putting like a cardboard box like to conceal the viewing, right? Now here you can literally see what your opponent is actually seeing. So I don't know about that, but that's
Decide
funny.
your own rules.
I like the fact that in a way, they're breathing fresh air on classic games as well. Would you ever thought way back in the day that someday in the future you're going to have this, you know, via the internet, like play with your friends, see them, watch them, and you can see what they're doing at the same time. It's not revolutionary anymore today, but it is nice to have it on an official console, you know, with their quality. I hope it has quality. I mean, it seems
retro game
decent.
competition.
Yeah.
Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere.
Now, is that the new Pro Controller or is that the previous Pro Controller? Begs the question. It doesn't seem that different from this angle, but I digress.
Game chat.
いかがでしたか？
I think I like you, mister.
お友達やご家族など
In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing, playing online with others more closely.
フレン
Yeah,
ドとのオ
I
ンライ
like
ンプ
that.
レーをもっと身近にまるでその場で一緒に遊んでいるかのように楽しんでもらいたい。
And another thing, you know, for those of you that have kids or people that are, well, minors, you know, I think this is a pretty safe way for you to interact in this manner.
との思いから開発しました。先ほどの映像に出ていたカメラは
Very discreet
Nintendo
looking.
Switch 2カメラといってNintendo Switch 2と同時
I
に
wonder what the
発売します。
resolution is, but it's just got to be good enough for you
ゲ
to
ームチャッ
notice
ト
the
をご利用い
face.
ただくには Nintendo Switch
Right.
オンラインへの加入が必要になります。ですが少しでも多くの方に体験してもらいたいということから 無料でご利用いただける期間をご用意しました。
Okay.
ぜ
They
ひ
did the
遊ん
exact
でみてください。
excuse me. They did the exact same thing when the Nintendo Switch appeared and you had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know, I remind you on the Wii U, you did that was not online multiplayer was not hidden behind a paywall. Okay, and you had this message. I remember it very well that they said that in a certain amount of time, I don't know if they put in the exact date, but they said that it would be paid for. You know, you had to. That's when the Nintendo Switch Online service was actually presented because there wasn't any, I think.
ゲームチャットは見守りスイッチに対応しており、
Right.
お子さんがお友達と遊ぶ際には保護者の許可を必要とするなど、さまざまな設定が可能になっています。
もう一つ、ご家族やお友達とゲームを遊ぶ新しい体験をご紹介します。任天堂スイッチではソフトが1本しかなくてもジョイコンをお裾分けして遊ぶことができますが、任天堂スイッチ2ではさらにソフトがない他の本体ともすぐに一緒に遊べるお裾分け通
Okay, I
信
like
が
that.
できるようになります。お裾分け通信はスイ
Also sharing the
ッチ
game.
2はもちろんスイッチでも受け取
Just
る
a moment. Just a moment. With GameShare, you can receive games on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. Is it like I can play, right? Or is it just a video stream? Because on the previous Direct, there was this virtual physical game card presentation also that will be available somewhere in April.
ことができ、
So maybe it's that.
最大4台でプレイできます。相手に自分の画面を見られたくないゲームでも1本のソフトで一緒に遊べます。
Even in games where you don't want other players seeing your screen.
またオンラインにも対応しており、
Online play
先
with
ほどご
other
紹
two
介し
Switch.
たゲームチャットの
Okay.
相手ともすぐにお裾分け通信ができます。
Yeah.
お
Okay.
裾分け通信ができるのは対応ソフトのみになりますが、スイッチソフトの世界の遊び大全51をはじめいくつか予定しており、無料アップデートでお裾分け通信ができるようになります。もちろんスイッチ
Also planned for selected Nintendo Switch 2 games. Okay. You can also look forward to GameShare
2の
support.
専用ソフトでの対応も予定していますのでお楽しみに。
They should do that for every game.
続
I
いて
mean,
は
all right, it's
任天
magnetic.
堂スイッチ2の本体をご紹介します。
All right, give me that
映像を
baby.
ご用意しましたのでご覧ください。
All right.
At 7.9
Same thickness,
inches,
okay.
Switch 2 has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The console's thickness remains the same. With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen. The screen supports up to 120.
This is amazing. I wasn't when I played the Wii U gamepad for the first time, I was not thinking about this. I just assumed it was HD already, but it wasn't. It was for ATP. And you know, it is a nice screen. I mean, it did its job. Unless you're comparing side by side and whatnot, if you're immersed in the game, it loses. I'm not thinking, oh, this is disgusting. I cannot play on such a screen. You know, that's not. I don't believe that exists really. Obviously, if you upgrade or have a comparison for that sake, yeah, maybe you'll notice something. But I think you're going to notice this better, like the FPS. Let's see.
Frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles.
Supported titles. So, all right. This was a question that a lot of people had. Will it be OLED? Will it have HDR support? Will it be LCD? Because this will increase the console's price tag at the end of the day, right? Will they be releasing a more efficient or better quality display further on like they did with the Switch? We don't know. However, HDR support.
The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR.
So this is smart. Why? Probably it uses less energy to obtain such a brightness, right? And maybe that's why they did it, but they still maintain it as an LCD. That's smart.
Providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images.
HDR only available at supported games, not every game.
The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers firm.
And for those of you that still want to hold a grudge against the Joy-Con drift, which is something that existed, I was fortunate enough not to be one of those people that suffered with that. But will those Joy-Cons be magnetic as well, or just for the grip?
Attached to the console. Detach your controller easily by pressing the release button on the back.
Oh, there's a release button. Okay. Right, I noticed that in the back they seem bigger.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held
Okay,
horizontally.
I was talking about the wrong one. Wait, I was talking about the ZL and ZR button. I'm mistaken. And these buttons that they've just shown, like the first time that I opened my, that I did an unboxing of my Switch, I really thought they're so tiny. Will my fingers be all over the place? But that was just me looking into something that was new and unknown, right? Because I've never played with a controller that was so small. And you know, if you have the experience, you know that it is fine. It is fine.
The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control
This is welcome.
when playing with a Joy-Con
This is
2
welcome.
held horizontally. The
All
left
right.
and right sticks are now larger.
Please, with my magnetics, nothing said. Mouse
Each
controls,
Joy-Con 2
okay.
controller can be used as a mouse to play in compatible games. Both the left and right Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
That is a nice touch, you know. At certain games where folks prefer to play with a computer mouse, maybe now you don't have the need to do that because this controller does that out of the box. That's really nice to have that. Wait. Okay. Improved speakers, clearer audio.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes.
I think they they bettered that quality with the Switch OLED, if I'm not mistaken. But I own the original base model. There was a version that they bettered something inside. I cannot specify right now. I don't remember it, you know. But it was, I believe, less consuming of battery, I think. But the speakers for me were fine. They were fine. I mean, for a low price, you can buy a speaker box and plug it on via the Bluetooth, which was something that was not available at launch on the Switch, if you remember. You have a jack, so you put in that jack and you're done. But really, it's a nice addition, and sound is very important too. So it is nice that you have that out of the box. Easy voice chatting.
It has a
And probably if you have the voice chat, it is very welcome that they bettered the speaker system on that.
built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends anytime via game chat. It also uses noise-canceling technology to filter sounds, so your voice will come through clearly.
3D audio.
Even if you don't have a surround sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
You know, guys, the first time, and it was called 3D Tempest Audio, I think. That was something that was featured on the PlayStation 5. But for those of you that bought the VR for the PlayStation 4, you know that there was a technology there that gives you a notion of distancing. And I mean, I loved it. I freaking loved it. So it is very welcoming that. I mean, just wait a second. I forgot something on the Xbox. You had a new technology. What's it called? There was a new Dolby system. That the job that they wanted to accomplish was to also give a better notion of distancing of object. You know, folks, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I remember from what was said. And I mean, you had to have equipment that went along with that, you know, otherwise you wouldn't experience it. So it's nice for Nintendo to actually give into this stuff. You know, it might be very small, but at the end of the day, all of these new add-ons, all of these new features will, you know, better your gaming experience. So you can, after a system update, 3D audio can also be used via the built-in speakers. Okay, that's nice. New stand fully adjustable viewing angle.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with a large, sturdy stand.
The stand came a long way.
You can move it freely, like this.
Okay, 2 USB-C ports.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the console, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera
Oh, I see.
or charging in tabletop mode.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, look at the position of it. It's like really, it's close to the not the ground, like where you're putting your console on the table, for instance. I actually bought an accessory, which is official from Nintendo, but there was so few of them available in stock that once I bought them, they were gone. It is a stand for my Switch in a way, and you connect it like on the side, which comes very in handy. You know, this is really welcoming. Again, you don't have to buy a new accessory, a new whatever. It comes well thought of, out of the box.
Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256
I was not expecting that. And let me just say, these guys were planning to give you a 16 gigabyte storage size. You know, it was somebody that was saying, you know, no, give me 32. Please give me 32. I don't know if it was a game developer or a studio, but they were really asking for that. I believe, or it was the RAM. Maybe it was the RAM. I don't know. And that's why they gave in. You know, with the Switch, I got used to buying memory cards. I mean, you have to, right? And I actually, that's the size of my memory card. So, you know, it's nice to have that. And once you have that, you don't have to buy more things to make up for the lack of the fact that your console doesn't have enough memory. And if you think about it, of the size of the AAA games today, you know, kind of makes you want more, you know, but you can't forget you're coming from a 32 gigabyte size.
Gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch.
It is
for storing
welcoming.
your
Come
game
on.
downloads,
Okay.
save data, and more.
I just hope that the price is not 8 times as bigger.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
Huh. Okay, I know you didn't post this on April 1st, so it's not a joke. Let me go back. I want to listen to it.
Reading and writing data is also faster.
4K support.
Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
That's nice. Let me just say, I had this idea, and it wasn't my idea. I was talking to somebody, and we were thinking, you know, what are they going to do next before the OLED was released? And it was an excellent idea, and maybe this is their answer to that. They didn't give me what I wanted. You know, they released the OLED model instead. Ever since the Switch got released, people immediately wanted to switch Pro. You know, they wanted more horsepower for that thing. And I'm thinking, well, why don't you just release a new dock? You know, sell it as an accessory for those of you that want it, and have the normal one, you know, along with the console when you buy it, where it could give it a boost in performance. Maybe it could boost a 30 FPS, games that run on 30 FPS, boost them to 60, or those that run on 60, boost them to 120, you know, stuff like that, or give it a boost in resolution. And I'm thinking, well, having a dock, that would be that will be the answer to that. I find myself playing the Switch more in docked mode than actually on tabletop or handheld. So that for me was, I was more inclined to buy that than actually buy the one that was the light version that had the Joy-Cons. You could not remove the Joy-Cons. They were attached to it. And if you put it in a dock, it wouldn't do anything. I don't know if it would fit. But they switched that function off. I mean, there was also no reason to do that, right? But I'm thinking, well, they did that. Otherwise, folks will buy just the cheaper Switch and not buy the original, right? Fan
The
ventilation
Nintendo
for
Switch 2
power
dock
cooling.
has a
Okay.
built-in fan that keeps your console cool. This helps keep performance stable.
This is nice. Place.
On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games.
Right, they said compatible with the majority of titles, so I hope it's everyone. Every title should be compatible. Think about this. This kind of reminds me of the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 days. Even though I didn't experience that generation, meaning I was a player, I experienced that watching other people and their reactions, their comments, their opinions, their likes and dislikes. I mean, think about it. You got so many games, and good games. I'm not talking about shovelware, When the Switch launched, you had no games, For a long time, it was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which came out for the Wii U. And bear in mind, that won Game of the Year at that year. So at the end of the Wii U life cycle, that console had Game of the Year, And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got released after that, if I'm not mistaken. Then there was Super Mario Odyssey, but that came later, right? So, and I don't know if the sales of the console took a hit with that. I don't know. And it was still riding out of the wave of negativity created by the lackluster sales of the Wii U, even though, in my opinion, it was an excellent gaming console when used right, okay? It was very enticing, and it substituted my PlayStation 4 quite a lot when I got it. So, I mean, the Switch 2 has already a large amount of games available. I'm not talking about exclusive Nintendo Switch 2 games. You get what I mean? There's a big ass library already. And let's not forget the classics with the Switch Online. So it is very well positioned, even better than the Switch was when it got released. There was no Switch Online when it got released. They wanted to leave behind the virtual console, which had things that I enjoyed. I mean, you could actually buy the titles, buy the games for you. It had more options. It had arcade games. It had TurboGrafx 16 games. It had exclusive WiiWare games. It had, I don't know what else, and the ones that you have here on the Switch Online, you could actually own them, so you don't have to pay for it every month again if you want to use it. You didn't have the online features, but it was yours, right? I kind of wish there was an option to do that. And another thing, the value of that, how should I say, the basic tier is way increased today compared to what it was, because it was non-existent back then, right?
ご覧いただいた通り、Nintendo Switch 2は単に Nintendo Switch をバージョンアップしたもの。
Oh, another thing. I can already... I just want a sip of water. Just wait a minute. I've already read or heard something about folks. This came actually from a Switch owner, I believe. Oh, this is just a Switch Pro. Only they're marketing it as Switch 2. I can understand where they're coming from, but that was, in a way, I believe, a vision of, I just bought this 2 years ago, and now I feel that spent all of this money. You don't know how much is it going to cost, right? But I got to buy again. It's not that different. Yes, it's not that different, but let's hope it's different enough for you to justify to buy it, you know? So, let's keep on going.
本体設計を一から行い、新たな遊
I
び
mean,
の機能を
it's a
盛
lot
り込み
better
ました
from what we're seeing right here.
そしてスイッチ2のことをもっと深く知ってもらいたいと思い、とあるゲームを開発しているの
Okay,
です
let's
が、
go into it. I mean, I really hope that you use the DLS sampling from NVIDIA. I really hope that you took advantage of that.
川本さん、
はーい私がいるここはまさにそのゲームのフィールド
Oh my god, he's in Tron. He's in the goddamn arcade game.
なんですが、そのタイトルは任天堂スイッチ2の秘密点というスイッチ2の専用ゲームです。
There's a lot of, I believe there's a lot of pressure riding on Nintendo. And it historically accurate, it would be saying that when they have a amazing success, they're into a lot of money. They lose their minds. They mess up the next generation, or they get freaking greedy. Like, it's all mine. You want something, you gotta pay for it. So, they played it safe, definitely. It's gonna be a guarantee hit, but really, do not increase. Don't get crazy increasing your the amount of money that you'll be asking for this console. I still want to know how much it's
私
going to
はこ
cost.
こにいたんですね。
How
では
much is a
皆さんは
Joy-Con going to
このゲーム
cost? Right?
にお
Let's
招き
see.
しましょう。
This is really fun.
ハテナがいっぱい並んでいます。ちょっと覗いてみましょう。
What
磁
are
石はどこに
where are the magnets?
という話題ですが、本体とジョイコン2は磁石によってくっつくんですよね。で、
There's
その磁
somebody
石
on Earth
実は
going to be
本体に
doing
だけ
that.
入っているんです。一方、ジョイコン2は SL、SR ボタンの素材が
It
鉄で
reminds
できて
me
いて、
when the Switch got released, folks
というわけなん
would
です。
open it and see how it was
さら
constructed
に
and
この2つの間に強い軸
excuse
回路
me,
ができるので、
how it was made.
本体とジョイコン2
And
は
it was made in such an easy way that you could have just take out the RAMs and put more horsepower, put more memory into it. So it was already built in a smart
簡単に
way.
は取れません。こんな感じでいろんな秘密を知っていただくことができるんです。
Huh.
他にもジョイコン2にはマウス機能がありますが、ジャイロセンサーと組み合わせることでこんなことができちゃいます。
Oh, combined with gyroscopes.
ゴルフクラブの向きをジョイコン2で
You know, I gotta say this, man. It reminds me when it was one of my best friends at the time. I was a little kid, and we changed houses when my brother got born. He was this guy that when something came out in terms of video games, he had it. You know, I knew about back in those days, like there were different colors of Game Boy because he already had them. Like, you want to play this one? Oh no, what color do you prefer? You want this one? That's what how it was. Turned out he's a very smart young man these days. I completely lost contact, but my father still catch up with his mother, and I kind of know because of that. I mean, that's when I first experienced, what was that called? Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo, and then later on, Spyro the Dragon for the PlayStation 1, Driver for the PlayStation 1. Like, because he had it, as soon as it came out, he had it. I knew it before it came out on a goddamn magazine because he already had it in his house. So, there was this one time when I borrowed from him Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo, and it had a mouse. And I was already studying music at that time, and you could play like as if you were a composer of music, and you could, you had these sheets, you had these notes, and you could put in the musical notes, and then you could play it, and this reminded me of that. It completely took me, even though, yeah, it's a game that has nothing to do with that, but
調
really,
整してカップを目指します。
it's a goddamn mouse out of the
マウス
box
機能とジャイロ
with
センサーの組み
gyroscopes
合わせででき
combined.
る遊びです。秘密展ではミニゲームやデモを楽しみながら体感することもできるんです。秘密の種類はスイッチ2ならでは
Kind
の
of
特徴
remind,
か
I
ら
mean, I look at the
言われ
Switch
ない
as
と気づ
being,
かない
in
よ
a
うな
way,
細かな
a
技術
greatest
まで
hits
たくさんあります。
from everything that Nintendo
任天堂スイッチ2と同時
knew
にダ
that
ウンロ
was
ー
going
ド
to
ソ
be a
フトとして
success up
発
until
売
that
しま
point in
す。
time. And I
興
think
味
the
のある
Switch
方
2 just
はぜ
builds
ひ遊
upon
んでみ
that,
てください。
which is smart.
続いて任天堂スイッチ2の周辺情報についてお伝えします。これが任天堂スイッチ2の専用ソフトのゲームカードです。
Huh. It
形
looks
状
like.
はスイッチ版と同じ
What's the? I don't see anything different. Just the logo, right? And the codes.
ですが、
The same
色
shape.
が赤くなり、
Oh, it's
読み
gonna be
込み
red?
速度がぐんと向上しています。
Okay.
続いてメモリーカードですが、スイッチ2に対応するのはマイクロ
Okay.
SD
With the
エクスプレスカ
faster
ードになり
reading
ま
and
す。
writing memory card,
マイクロ
which makes
SD
sense,
エクス
right?
プレスは
Are you
SD
gonna have
カード
Nintendo
の新しい規格で
memory
高
cards as
速
well
な
for
デー
that
タ
one?
通信が可能となります。これまでスイッチでお使いになっていた
Actually, for Christmas, I got one of those cards exactly like that one, that yellow one. Please note that the regular micro SD cards used for the Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
マイクロ
So you
SD カ
gotta
ード
buy a
を
new
使えま
card.
せんのでご注意ください。またスイッチからスイ
Transferring
ッ
data.
チ2へのデータ移行は
All
任
right.
天堂アカウントでログインしていただく
Log into your Nintendo account to use the
ことで
system to
セーブ
transfer
デ
it.
ータやゲームソフトなどが転送できる丸ごと転送機能が使えます。そして新しいプロコン
I mean, it's literally the same. There's the addition. The buttons are, everything is positioned at the same. It feels like it's a bit more roundly, if I may say so. The addition of the C button.
トローラーが登場します。ゲームチャットを起動する C ボタンと背面には好きなボタンを割り当てられる
Oh, you don't have these two.
TLDR ボタンが増えました。
Oh, okay.
さ
That's
らに
new.
ヘッドホンマイク端子も追加して
An audio jack. When even Apple is like saying, screw the audio jacks. You want to plug in a jack, just buy a goddamn dongle. And here is Nintendo like, nah, we're still using those.
います。
I like that. I
こ
like
のダイ
that.
レクト終了後に公式ホームページを
The Switch has that Bluetooth function to transfer the audio to whatever device you want, right? So this one has too.
公開します。また
So now,
私
but
た
you
ち
can
3
also
人
use
が
the cable.
任天堂スイッチ2の開発に
Ask the developer article available today. All right. So this is like the presentation, but in more in depth. Excuse me. The three of us will talk about the development of the
ついてお
Nintendo
話
Switch
しする
2.
開発者に聞きましたも公開
This
しま
is
すので
fascinating stuff.
合
I
わせて
like
ご覧い
that.
た
I
だけ
like
れば
this
と
at
思
all.
います。
I like this a lot. You know, I'm thinking, what does Reggie Fils-Aimé, what you think he watched this? What is that man thinking? For those of you that don't know, he was this presenter from Nintendo of America from the Wii days, So very charismatic. A lot of people still see him, within that role, even though he went to go do other things. We'll always remember him like that. If Satoru Iwata was still with us, he passed away some years ago. Kind of wonder what would he have thought about what Nintendo, what it did with the Switch and what direction it is going, right?
ここで任天堂スイッチ2の発売日をお
All
伝えし
right,
ます。
when is it coming out?
任天堂スイッチ2の発売日は6月5日です。
June in the
皆さんで
summer.
遊んでもらえる日が来ることを私たちも
I was thinking maybe at the end of the year. Well, the Switch was released in March or in May, right? Somewhere along that.
心待ちにしています。もうしばらくお待ちください。
June 5th.
さて、任天堂スイッチ2で
Okay,
遊べ
keep
るソフトには
saving.
大きく
God.
3つの種類があ
You
り
can
ます。
play 3 types of games, which are?
まずは任天堂スイッチ2の
Okay.
専用ソフトです。
Write it
スイッチ2
down,
の
write
性
it
能や
down.
特徴を生かしたゲームをプレイいただけます。
Right.
2つ目は任天堂スイッチで発売したソフ
What
トで
everybody
す。
already has at home. Right.
3つ目は任天堂スイッチ2エディションです。
What's
ス
this?
イッチで発売したいくつかのタイトルにおいてグラフィック
Oh, some games released on a Switch will receive upgraded versions. I like this. I like this a lot. I was wondering, because I watched some videos of people that want to tinker. They hack they had a Switch and they hacked it, and they were like overclocking the CPU and whatnot to see if a certain game that was locked into 30 FPS, it could, go and render things and play it at 60. Turns out, in terms of software, it was locked to 30, you then would have issues like overheating or excessive consumption of battery. So this comes in handy. Again, this is what the Sony and Xbox are already done, right? And sometimes they ask for like some money for it, not a lot, but
お届けします。ではここでスーパーマリオパーティージャンボリーの
right, because as I was saying, I played that game and I kind of wonder if you could take your profile picture down from whatever character you're playing with and put your face on it with the Switch camera. So there's an edition prepared for that. So probably to implement that, right, or the multiplayer side of it with the chat, right?
任天堂スイッチ2エディションをご紹介します。こちらをご覧ください。
Please take a look. Just a moment.
Super Mario Party Jamboree
I'm running
is
out of
getting an
memory, but
upgrade
okay.
on Nintendo Switch 2.
Jamboree TV.
The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls, audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory.
All right, but just bear with me here. I'm thinking about a game that is Mario Party. Just a moment. I will be switching my camera. Just a second. Yeah, is it working? What other games will be compatible with this third type of games that the Switch is compatible with? The Switch 2. I mean, I can think about so many games that could benefit directly from this. So I'm expecting now that some of the best-selling titles, which is all of their first-party IPs, I mean, could take some advantage of this. Or they will just accept it and, we just think in this manner with our future games going on for the PlayStation, for the Nintendo Switch 2, excuse me.
3, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes.
I mean, this Mario Party game, it was so well released. I think it's the best one out there compared to even the ones that got made from the ground up for the Switch, right? I saw that reaction a lot. I cannot really comment about it because I just played. Oh, excuse me. This was the first Mario Party game that I ever played, so I cannot tell, and I don't own it. Like it was somebody else's game, so I really like it. I really like it.
Is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you can experience all the reactions and emotions.
I mean, it doesn't seem to have a lot of resolution, but keep in mind, as somebody that records a lot of videos, I gotta think, I could record in HD, in 4K, but really, when you see my face on the videos that I do, it's always in a small square at the side of the screen. So why should I mean, you got to think about how much memory you need to store all of that, and buy HDDs and whatnot, storage for that. So I'm thinking it can be a low quality camera. It won't matter because you'll be on a small part of the screen. As long as it works, who cares?
In real time.
I don't care.
Or
I mean, the better that you can make it for the cheaper price, I don't want to pay a lot of money just to say that, oh, my face is there. I mean, come on.
Take the party online.
I just don't want it to be an image where it looks like it's done with a potato,
Next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage to hit blocks to collect the most coins. Guide an RC car with your voice.
This reminds me of that what is that? Augmented reality. I hope I said that right. With the those Mario Kart carts that had a camera on them. Just a second. Don't go away. Don't go away. I still got mine here. Yes, look, a grown-ass man just bought that thing to play. You see? The way that this worked was just like that. It filmed and virtually it added the scenario, you know, and they would give you like these cardboard boxes to create like the checkpoints, and the game is based around that. So this kind of remind me of that. Oh. All right. Let's go on.
Oh. And compete in other mini-games using full body movement and sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off. Use mouse controls to shoot down enemies while you feel the bumps and rumbles of the coaster.
I think it's smart that
a mini-game
they
will
are
begin.
doing this in a way.
There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm. And one
I mean,
where
you have the
shake a
quality
can of spray
control
paint
of the
and quickly
games.
tag objects.
You have the quality control of the games. You know that they are of quality. You know that they sell a lot. And it's a nice way to show off that technology and in a way to bring in new interest in a way to those games again. Right?
Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive mini-games. How quickly can you reach the station? From mini-games that use a camera, the built-in microphone,
Yeah, when Boo is
mouse
like
controls,
licking you.
and Rumble, the biggest party yet is getting
How is the
even
Rumble
bigger.
going to be on that?
Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th.
Is it like a new game or
Nintendo
can you
Switch 2
upgrade?
players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition
They're
plus
listening to
Jamboree
me,
TV
goddamn.
by purchasing an upgrade pack.
All right.
みんなの
Alright,
表
you're
情
not
を見な
leaving
がらプレ
anybody
イ
in
で
the
きる
dust.
新たなマリオパーティーをお楽し
So
み
it's
に。
like a crossover thing.
この他の任天堂スイッチ2エデ
I
ィシ
like
ョン
that.
をご紹介します。
Okay.
ゼルダの伝説ブレスオブザワイルドとティアーズオブザキングダムのそれぞれの任天堂スイッチ2エディ
The Tears of the King. That was the new game, right? I mean, there was a Wii remastered version, and one that also came back from the Wii U days, if I'm not mistaken. There was also a 3DS game edition done with that title. I'm quite curious to see because the Breath of the Wild was like a launch game for the
シ
Switch.
ョンでは解像度やフレームレートが向上し
Enhanced resolution and frame rates.
鮮やかな色合いを表現できる HDR にも対応するなどより高精細で滑らかなグラフィックでプレイいただけるようになります。さらにハイラルの冒険を深く楽しめるゼルダノーツ
Zelda
が
Notes.
使えるようになります。
What's all of that?
ゼルダノーツとはスマートフォンアプリ任天堂スイッチアップからご利用いただける任天堂スイッチ2エディション専用のコンテンツです。
Wait.
2エディスマートフォンアプリ任天
The current Nintendo Switch Online app will be renamed to the Nintendo Switch app. Okay, in late May 2025. Nintendo Switch Online membership is not required to use Zelda Notes. So the new feature can be accessed via our smart devices. Okay, let's see what this is all
アッ
about.
プからご利用いただける任天堂スイッチ
Uploaded
2エディション
screenshots and
専用の
videos. Did you
コンテンツ
saw
で
that?
す。例えばまだ訪れたことがない祠などいろんな場所に案内してくれたり
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
Oh, this is really cool.
他にも作っ
You
た
can
ものを
send-
QR コードでシェアして他の人のゲーム内で
Send them to
再
another
現した
player
り
to create in their game. Auto build your. Oh, that is cool. Like your creation can be sent over.
冒険がより楽しくなる機能がご利用いただけます。
Oh, that is really nice. That is really, I like the
ディスカバリーでは
idea of being
フレ
interactive
ームレ
with
ー
your
トの向
friends.
上を生かしたスイッチ2エディションのみで楽しめ
Kirby
る
the
追加
Forgotten
ストーリ
Lands.
ーが登場します。舞台は不思議な流星の力で変化する新世界。カービィの新しい冒険にぜひご期待ください。
Alright, this was announced at the last
メトロイド
direct,
プライ
right?
ム4ビヨンドですが、スイッチ版に加え、
It's the
スイッチ
crossing
2エディ
of
シ
the
ョンも発
generation.
売します。通常操作の他にマウス操作による直感的なプレイが可能になります。
Mouse controls on this. I kind of wonder how
さら
that
に
will play, right?
4K 60fps で没入感のある
I'm
世
out
界
of
を
this.
探索す
I'm
る。
out of this world. Guys, comment me down below. Would you believe that Nintendo would have launched a console that is able to put out 4K? Right?
フル HD120fps の滑らかなアク
Performance
ションを
mode
楽
and
しむ
quality
か、
mode.
HDR に対応した2つのモードを好みや環境に合わせてお選びいただけます。またこの秋に発売予定の
Yeah, this was also announced at the last
ポケモン
direct. The new Pokemon.
ZA もスイッチ版に加えスイッチ2エディションを
What
発
about the
売しま
previous
す。
Pokemon?
スイッチ2のスペックを生かし、グラフィックやフレームレートの向上などによりリアルシティでの冒険をより快適に楽しむことが
I
できま
kind of
す。
wish that you took the time to better, I don't know, resolutions,
ご覧いただい
performance
た
on the previous
Nintendo
ones.
Switch 2エディションですが、パッケージ版とダウンロード版を発売します。またすでにスイッチ版のソフトをお持ちの方は、アップグレードパスをご購入いただくことでプレイできます。
How much of a difference will
Nintendo
it be?
Switch 2エディションをお楽しみに。
Wait a minute, I'm thinking about something. Hey, come on, go back.
アップ
Let me think about this. At the time, this was all of them, I believe. It was like you paid the same price for a AAA game, right? So, plus the upgraded pack, what will the price be? I hope, I don't know, but I'm getting the feeling that the price tag of this is getting close to what you would start paying for a brand new AAA game on the Xbox or the PlayStation 5. Is Nintendo Switch going to go along with those pricing practices? I mean, there was a Legend of Zelda game that was released and folks were saying, well, it was like $70 or something. Well, that's more expensive than it usually is, but those were the prices that that the other ones were practicing.
アップグレードパスをご購入いただくことでプレイできます。
I don't know.
Nintendo Switch 2
More
エディ
expensive
ションを
games, and
お楽し
probably
み
the
に。
console is probably not going to be the same
ここで
price as the Switch was when it
ジョイコン2の
launched.
マウス操作による
There's new
完全新
features,
作タイトルを
new
ご紹
better
介します。
things that you got to pay for
こ
that.
ちらをご覧ください。
I hope it's not too much. This is what I expected, something that Nintendo should have, would have done. You would not know what shape or form it will take, but it would be amazing in terms of, wow, it's innovating of including this into the gaming console. Like out of the box. Is this a new IP from Nintendo? Or is it just to demonstrate the mouse functionality of the Joy-Cons? All right, let's continue. So as I was saying, I was wondering if this is a new Nintendo IP. Kind of makes you believe it is. Like the song, reminds me of the type of music that is available on, like the instrumentalization of Splatoon. Summer.
両手で2つのマウスを操作
Drag and
して
drive
いろんなプレーを直感的に繰り出せるドラッグ&ドライブ。2つのマウスによる新たなチーム戦にご期待ください。続いては任天堂スイッチ2にやってくる
Wait a minute. I mean, I can recognize that. I think all of these three, particularly Xbox, comes into mind in terms of, of people that have certain disabilities. They come up with new types of controllers and new ways of giving those people a possibility of enjoying games. I will give them that, That's not to say that the other companies haven't done a goddamn thing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, this is a way, even though it's a game, people that are actually in a wheelchair and actually, pull themselves like this. There are sports, of folks playing basketball and whatnot that are in a wheelchair. If I'm thinking, for those people to feel, I don't want to go too much into identity politics, but keep in mind, having a game that is presented like this, maybe they feel seen. They feel, hey, I'm part of it too. Maybe this is a bit of a accessory thing to say, meaning it's not the main focus of this, but I think that those people are going to be pleased in a way. I'm thinking, I don't actually know what it is like or what. I won't speak for everybody because everybody has their own mind, meaning they have their own opinions, but I think as somebody that is sensitive to to that, I think this is something fun for them as well. Let me see, are we going? Okay, everything seems to be working fine. Like I have very little battery left.
2にやってくるソフトメーカーさんのタイトルをご紹介します。
I have long observed the lands between.
Observe the lands, bloody lands.
This world is in
Wait a
dire need
minute.
of repair.
Elder Ring on the Switch.
Can't you? The rays
The
of
thing will be
grace
smoking by the end of the
that
game.
guide you through your
I'm just joking. But this console will be opening doors for a lot of these games that simply the Switch just couldn't handle, right? And there were games where they did an excellent job of adapting them to the Switch, right? So now, all right. This was a very expensive game when it was released. I remember that.
I'm from Supergiant Games. Here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Hades!
Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal
Like
witch
all
out
of
to
these
vanquish
games
the
that the
sinister
Switch
Titan
got
of
left
time.
out of, now they can't,
battle beyond the
put
underworld
that
to the
into their
ends of the earth.
ecosystem.
Getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory.
I was
It's the
thinking
kind of
about
game you
something
can quickly
like
pick up and play
the
whether you're
GTA
experienced
series.
with
You
the
got
original or
that
not.
trilogy
But for more about
remastered
Hades
version
2,
on the
later this
Switch.
year.
There was a big update for all of them, I believe. Wait a
皆さん
minute.
こんにちは。
Not that long ago. And I think on the PlayStation 4 and 5, you don't have GTA 4. You do have GTA 5. You have a version for the PlayStation 5. On the Xbox, you have compatibility with the 360 version of that. So you can still buy that one. And the Switch is still the only one that has the first, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Or San Andreas, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And I think that kind of makes you wonder. So the GTA 5 is not there. Maybe now, the window is open for them to make a version that runs on that. Like you can have GTA Online on that. Maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Can go up on there. What else? I don't know if GTA 6 is pushing it past its capabilities, but I mean, it's not. We haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I don't know how that will run on the you know, on Xbox and PlayStation 5. I don't know how it will run. So, but it opens the door for, you know, to have a version of this. I would really love to see Cyberpunk 2077. Like, that was really a game that surprised me in a lot of ways, but I won't get into that because this video is already long. But I would really like to see that happen. I mean, they released it for the Mac. What's this now? Street Fighter 6. Okay. I just played the demo version, you know, on the PlayStation 5.
ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1-2 Fighters Edition の2バージョンを
I was thinking about when they saw that there was a third type of game that could be played, series of game that could be played, which were enhanced versions of the Switch 1 edition. Like Mortal Kombat 11 was one that really got these reviews. Like they took a lot out of it, you know, shading stuff and lighting stuff to make the characters, you know, more up to date. And that meant that on the Switch, for them to be playable, you know, they had to take that out. So it looked more dated in that way. But they did amazing work managing to play that game on the Switch. Now you have an opportunity to make a better version of it. And having that said, maybe Mortal Kombat 1 can also come into play, which is the current version of Mortal Kombat that they are pushing. So I'm thinking about all of these games that can have life on the Switch now.
さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。
Oh, with Amiibo, you don't have that anywhere else. If you, well, that's maybe that's more of a collector's thing.
Sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed.
What about Monster Hunter Wilds? Can it actually be on Switch 2 one day?
All operating at normal levels.
What's this?
Testing data link with Spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I don't know if that's the case, but it is giving me Chronicles Xenoblade. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm looking behind me because I got one of those games. The Nintendo Wii U version that got just released on the Switch with a lot of, you know, it's just better. But it's the same game overall, you know. And that means that the Xenoblade series has the most number of titles of games available on just one platform. And now expanding that to the Nintendo Switch 2, like it's transforming into the ultimate place for you to play certain franchises. And that's a hell of a statement. That's a hell of a thing to accomplish, I think.
I'm in need of a new arsenal.
I mean, don't get me wrong. PlayStation, the Xbox, you have everything to make that happen with the vast catalog that you have. I mean, the Xbox has naturally out-of-the-box compatibility with games from the Xbox days, the original, like from 2003. The PlayStation had the promise of putting classic games, and they're lacking a bit with those titles. There was a lot of shovelware, yes, but I mean, come on. It is... I mean, the Switch beat out the PlayStation 2 in terms of being the best-selling video game of all... console, excuse me. The best-selling console of all time in certain regions. I think in Japan, not in America, but I think Japan and Australia or Europe. Something around that. But those are just numbers, you know. To me, it is the experience that you have. I try not to be too attached with that. That is a bit of perversive, and just they use that to, you know, make publicity and mess up your mind believing, like I said, this is from the best-selling video game console of all time. You get hyped, you play that, and maybe it wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? That's not a way to go by, I think. But really, so many classics that you could put online. Please do, right?
Equipment and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
Okay. I don't recognize the franchise at all.
The Trinitas
but it seems very
has almost
interesting.
Completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our lives.
Oh.
Don't they?
Demon Machina. September of this year. Another summer
this is
title.
Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a story about friendship. You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free.
I mean, there's probably a lot of titles that got now a release within the Switch on the Nintendo ecosystem. And probably there's going to be a revival of interest in those titles regardless where you play them, right?
At EA Sports, we're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
All right.
NFL will also be arriving.
I don't know. I don't know if the Switch was already having these like legacy editions for it. My brother is probably a better audience that completely love to play these games on the PlayStation 2 days. I'm not one of those people, but I'm willing to try it and give it a try.
On the
so
Nintendo platform.
it was available. Excuse me. It was available for a certain period of time on the Trials edition, so you could play it for free, and that was the soccer game or football, depending on where you live. How do you call that sport? Which was the equivalent of FIFA. They changed the goddamn name now. Anyways, I installed the game, and when I wanted to film it for the channel, it wasn't there anymore, so that's why I haven't done that.
It's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software.
Warner Brothers, Hogwarts Legacy. I mean, these guys, they did an amazing job, I believe, in bringing something from this scale to the Nintendo Switch. Okay, and keep in mind, you can play it portably, natively, whatever, right?
Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2. With enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in a wizarding world like never before.
Kind of makes you wonder how long ago
And the new
do
mouse controls on
companies and
Switch 2
studios
give you
already
even
had
more ways
development
to experience the
kits
adventure.
to make this happen, right? They already
Discover
have the
enhanced
game
magic
ready, or
when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
all right, you see, from launch, at launch.
Captain, is that mic supposed to be on?
Tony Hawk. Now, I recognize the popularity of this franchise, even from the Nintendo 64 days of people playing it on the computer up until now. It evolved so much. All right.
Hello, this is Christian Elberdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2.
Hold up. I did try a Hitman game that was released as a demo on the Switch, and bear in mind, it was one of those titles that were streamed to your console, right? Unfortunately, that was the first one that I of that nature, that I played and recorded for the channel. So it had not a good performance at all. It was, I don't want to be one of those people that, gotta talk badmouth the Switch, but really, there were times where it would be playable, but there were other times where, it was such a delay that I'm thinking, what's the point? They actually listened to people, they noticed it, and they expanded the time frame that it was available and tried to fix it up. And I really appreciate when people do that, when they take the time to listen to it. It's actually not just, well, you paid for this, here it is, I don't care if it works properly or not, And there was I think it was the the latest version of Resident Evil was available only in Japan through streaming, meaning the cloud edition, that's what they call it. And folks in America or in Europe were trying to to have a way to play it, and obviously it would be slow because you're connecting to a server that is in Japan. That's not how it goes, right? You need to have servers here where you live, nearby. Not exactly nearby, but at a distance where you can have a decent performance. So,
as the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary depending on the player's imagination. Our ever-expanding game will release on the same day as Switch 2.
all right, so at launch again. So
Plus,
many games.
We are excited to bring another familiar agent to the platform.
Okay, what's going on? Exciting. I was about to say that's some James Bond style. Oh boy, I'm excited.
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
Wait a minute, let's go back.
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Amazon MGM Studios. Metro Golden Mayer Studios. Right, that's a cinema studio. Is this an exclusive for the Switch, or is it going to be available for like every other platform?
Switch 2, so stay tuned.
I really wanted to see the GoldenEye remaster, you know, from the Nintendo 64, and that Microsoft actually made, like, I don't know how many years ago. I mean, I like the fact that they came together and, you know, that they worked things out. You got on Game Pass the original game with a better filtering, slightly better textures, and, you know, and on the Switch you have the original experience. But really, I don't know, those of you that played it back in the day or like to play it on the Switch or on the Xbox, let me know what you think. Would you enjoy having a full-blown remaster of that game? And there are games from James Bond that I really enjoy. I have just played 2 of it, which is Everything or Nothing and From Russia with Love. You know, I had an amazing experience, and I played it back on the PlayStation 2. So, beautiful games.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high
I don't recognize the
definition,
franchise, but
featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames. with
upgraded
unique ways to
online.
play.
Okay, mouse control mini
Square
games.
Enix presents the classic
I think it's
fantasy
more
RPG,
interesting if you say that
Bravely
the
Default
whole
Fine Fury
gameplay
HD remaster.
is
Set for the
designed around it than
Luxembourg as a
to
warrior
actually
of light once more.
just give it a mini game
セガ
treatment,
龍が
right?
如く
But
スタジ
it's
オ代表
welcoming.
の横山です。我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディ
All
レクターズ
right.
カットです。
I mean, PlayStation and Xbox have all of the titles available, right? Up until the recent one, which you still have the demo that you can play.
1988年東京都
I think Nintendo has none of them, if I'm not mistaken, right? So Yakuza 0, I think, in terms of the, how should I say it? Not the narration, but the time frames of where things take action. I think it's the first. Like, if you go and look on the internet, as a newcomer, which title should I play first on the Yakuza franchise? And I think this is the one, if I'm not
2つ
mistaken.
の
But
歓
comment
楽
me
街
down
を舞
below.
台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。
Would you imagine this
発
on a
売日は
Nintendo
Nintendo
console?
Switch 2の発売と同じ日です。
At launch.
今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
All right, so they're working on bringing more.
ソフトメーカーさんのご紹介の途中ですが、
I mean, think about it. At launch, the launch day, I feel that I'm saying launch as lunch. You know, I want to eat. Think about the game, how many playing hours there are already there, the play value that is already there from just the games that they have already shown to you. It's insane.
ここで 任天堂にも関係するタイトルをご紹介します。ご覧ください。
Okay, what do you do? What are you up to?
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call
a new Zelda game.
The Imprisoning War.
But it's not. Wait.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
So that's Hyrule Castle?
Hyrule Warriors, right?
That must mean this really is the past.
Wait. Wow. Hyrule Warriors, right. Age of Imprisonment. A new goddamn game. Oh yeah, this was the one that I was speaking about previously. There's a Wii U edition, I believe, right? There's a Wii U edition because I played it. There's a Nintendo 3DS version, and I believe the Switch version is like the best version out of them all. Coming this winter. All right. So this is the new Zelda game, Legend of Zelda game, for the Switch 2 as a standalone title, right? Or will it be available for a Switch 1?
ゼルダ無双封印戦記です。もちろん任天堂も開発に協力しています。かつてハイラル王国で起きた封印戦争、その知られざる真実を描いた本作にご期待ください。
ここで任天堂スイッチオンラインについてお知らせです。
Wait a minute. All right. Oh God. Okay. It's starting to feel kind of like Christmas right now again. Wait. Two things. First, Xbox came into my mind. They were being accused of creating a monopoly, right? Because they bought almost every studio in town. However, we're still not seeing the fruition of those games because they take years to make. That Indiana Jones game was, I mean, from what I saw, it was beautiful. It was amazing. I haven't played it yet. It was exclusive for Game Pass. I mean, but will we see more games that were once upon a time exclusive to Xbox coming to a couple of them already came for the PlayStation, but here, like Forza series, the Halo series, will they be coming to the Switch? I don't know. They would be crazy to do that. I don't know what their philosophy is. I think that Microsoft is getting kind of lost in terms of direction because they want to be everywhere, and these guys are having the risk of being nowhere, you know. I don't know if, bear with me here. Do you see them putting Game Pass on PlayStation or on Nintendo's console? I mean, it is for the computer already. It was already for years, right? If that's their strategy, their gaming business is just, well, you want to buy our exclusive hardware, good, buy an Xbox. But where we really make the money is within the number of players that buy Game Pass. So I don't know.
Nintendo.
I want to say something about this though. I said reacting to the previous Nintendo Direct, which was on the 27th of March, a couple of days back. Ever since the release of the 3D Mario All-Star compilation. There were 3 games there. Actually, just don't go away. Let me go get it. Just a moment. Ah, man. Oh, Mario. Mario, or is it called Super Mario? Snow, wait. What's it called? Super Mario? Or just Mario 3D? Oh, man. Yeah. I got it. So, this baby here was treated as something that was limited of release to celebrate the release date of the first Super Mario Brothers game. And it is called Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So, on this baby, you have the all of the music. You have a player that goes by. So this is now being the new thing for them is the Nintendo Music app for your phone. I find it very strange that you cannot play it or have it on your Switch. Why not? Okay, but that was experienced here. And another thing, you see this? Nintendo 64 emulator before there was an expansion pack on the Nintendo Switch Online. So they already here, to make this game run, they had to have an emulator that worked well. Over here, a GameCube emulator because this is Super Mario Sunshine. Over here, a Wii emulator because this is Mario Galaxy. And by the way, was it too hard to put Mario Galaxy 2 on this collection? I think not. What a missed opportunity that was, but okay. 3D All-Stars, maybe they just wanted 3 games, but I digress. This was a beautiful way for folks to experience this for the first time on a new generation console, which was my case, actually. I loved it. I mean, I just, unfortunately, I just stopped playing it. But there were other reasons involved. It was not because I didn't want to experience it, you know. So kind of begs the question. The Switch is 8 years old right now, right? Why haven't we seen the Nintendo DS, things from the 3DS, the Nintendo GameCube? At least these, you got these working here. So the Nintendo GameCube, the Wii. Why not? Are you like, how should I say this? Are you like waiting to use that as a exclusive feature somewhere? I don't know, because we've seen very few remasters from the Wii days and from the GameCube days, right? Very few for the Switch. And there's a lot of other things that you could have done. Imagine this, like the exclusive games that came out for the Satellaview, which was their first like online attempt back in the Super Nintendo days, even though it was done via satellite, right? Why don't you have that on Nintendo Switch Online? Begs the question. Why? As I was saying, are you holding back? And if you are, why the hell are you holding back? I mean, okay, maybe they don't want to overwhelm us and to have people just say, well, all you do is recycle old stuff. And that's a very dumb way to put it, because they put online support in a lot of those games, which gives it a new way of playing classics. What else? I mean, there's no good goddamn reason why they do that. So I'm thinking, what are you going to announce now? Please announce something like that. Even the Wii U had the capability of, through the gamepad, it is well, I mean, bear with me here. Excuse me. Oh, God. Oh, sorry about that. Oh no, don't turn it. Okay, it's even turning on. It's still alive, bitch. Yes. It was not my intention to do that, but okay. Like, you could play DS games on this thing, and it was so comfortable with your stylus, or you could play it like this. I mean, it's a missed opportunity for the Switch. It sold so much more than this thing. Why is it not there? Why? I mean, the Nintendo DS, I mean, the 3DS was behind in terms of sales, but the DS was like the second best console of all time, right behind the PlayStation. I mean, on third place was the Wii. So, I don't know why you got such a catalog. Why are you not investing in it? I don't get it. Let me just turn this off. Okay, the Wii U gamepad made a cameo. Oh, God. And they actually ceased online support for that thing. Can you believe it? That's all right. Whatever you don't want to take off, piracy will take off. That's just how it goes, and you goddamn know it. Come on now. Keep it real. All right, let's keep on playing. It just wants you to make you play these games again.
ゼルダ無双封印戦記です。もちろん任天堂も開発に協力しています。かつてハイラル王国で起きた封印戦争、その
Okay, I went way back.
続きご利用いただけます。
Let's go.
そして任天堂スイッチオンラインプラス追加パックにスイッチ2専用の加入者特典
You
を
can
新
enjoy
た
new
にご
membership
用意し
benefit
ました。
exclusively on
こちらを
the
ご覧
Switch
ください。
Oh God, what have you done? They're listening to me, huh? Right. They're listening, bitch. They're listening.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting a new classic game library exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
I just remembered something. When this collection was released, or when the oh, what's that fighting game called, man? God damn, I even own it. Like, because there was a preferred way of people to play, you know, on the GameCube controller, they actually released a GameCube controller that was compatible with the Switch. Even that, they had that already, like, ready.
Nintendo GameCube, originally released in
Nintendo
2002.
Classics.
Here are the titles that will be available at launch.
All right.
A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind using a mysterious baton.
Guys, this is so important for video game preservation.
On an adventure
And
across
I'm
the
not
Great
even
Sea.
gonna
The Legend of Zelda?
don't get me even started talking about, you know, them taking piracy websites to court and you know, sue people when they don't even sell the games anymore, okay? So, what are you waiting for to put this on the Switch?
Wind
Like,
Waker.
goddamn finally. I mean, this is just for the Switch
Transcending
too,
history
right?
and the world. A tale of souls and swords eternally retold.
I don't know about this game, but I do read about it and saw it on a documentary.
This 3D, weapons-based fighting game, each fighter comes equipped with a different weapon. And Link from the Legend of Zelda
Right.
series enters the fray. Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur 2, right.
Experience a world of white knuckle.
One of the best, goddamn, this game, I saw it, yeah. You buy a Wii, secondhand, it is so easy to pirate it. You emulate it is so easy to emulate this stuff for cheap, really. Everybody knows this. This is not an open secret. Everybody goddamn knows it. Like, this game, for when it came out, this game is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. And it kind of baffles me. Like, there wasn't a new entry in the F-Zero franchise since then. Yeah, you got those 2D versions on the Game Boy Advance and the Nintendo DS and whatnot. You know, but it was not a new stable like the new Mario Kart World that was just announced. You know, it just stopped. And what I read about the answer was we don't know what we want to do with it. Where do we want to go with the franchise? That is not being done by other games, and I respect that. You know, I don't have an answer for that.
Racing at speeds over 2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying race.
I gotta tell you this. Fast RMX was a game that was released very early on the Nintendo Switch. And there was Fast Racing Neo for the Wii U, which a lot of tracks, a lot of those songs are like the same. And when I saw this F-Zero, I wondered if that game was not inspired by this game, right?
Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online.
All right.
Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality.
So we got
and
3 games, right?
Than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking.
Okay. Are you gonna sell separately the
more titles will
the GameCube controller, right? So, okay, look at it. Look at it. What was I saying? What was I saying? Look at this bad boy here. You know, you want to have a physical copy, you probably can still get this, even though this was just available for a limited amount of time. Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon XB, Gale of Darkness, Mario Smash Football. There was a Wii version of that, which I bought secondhand back in those days. Chibi Robo, I think that was a new IP at the time. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Luigi's Mansion, the game that influenced the GameCube controller, and it was a showpiece for the GameCube. That game is like from 2002, 2001, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Nintendo
Pokemon Colossus.
GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2.
So available for Nintendo Switch Online and plus expansion pack members. So if I owned the Nintendo Switch 2, I could play it right now. Play those games right now. I mean, why are you making this an exclusive for the Switch 2 and not for the original Switch? This was for the original Switch. Come on, man.
Exclusive game library coming to Nintendo
I appreciate
Switch
you giving exclusive things, you know, for the new console, but
Online plus expansion pack.
I don't want to feel that, you know, you could have played it on the previous console as well. You just don't want to do it.
Launches the same day as the hardware's release.
Okay, that's nice to know.
And
that's nice to know.
A dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released. It can connect wirelessly and also has a C button to quickly access game chat.
I love that.
The Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo's.
Like, I find this really enticing, and I really want it. But think about it. I have this. You can play it here. You can play it on the Pro controller, and these controllers are priced at the same price, like the original Nintendo or the NES, the Super NES, Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64. I think it has, right? It has yeah. It has an exclusive, and now you got the GameCube controller.
Switch Online members will also be available the same
Oh, and
day
you got to
as
be an
Nintendo
online
Switch 2.
member in order for you to buy that.
遊んでいただいた方はもちろん、プレイしたことがない方も
I don't know if you can play like regular Switch games with those controllers, but I have never tried
Nintendo
it.
GameCube、Nintendo Classics を
I mean, I haven't
お楽
tried
し
it
みに
because I don't own them, but
もちろんご覧
I mean, the purpose of it, it's not really, you know, that's not the purpose of it. You can continue to play selected games from the console shown here on the Nintendo Switch.
他のハードのタイトルも Nintendo Switch 2で遊ぶことができます。それでは引き続きソフトメーカーさんのタイトルをご覧ください。
Okay, from games from publishers or development partners. All right, so the new stuff. That's very an unusual way to start, you know, this section of the presentation, I think. Maybe you would have expected, well, they're going to show up the most beautiful, graphically intense game. Yet they start simple. I kind of wonder if they'll treat the original Switch or Switch 1 as like a cheaper entry for the Switch ecosystem. Which, if they do, available on Nintendo Switch 2 launch day. So is it an exclusive, or, I mean, graphically speaking, the Switch 1 can handle that?
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox. Borderlands 4,
Borderlands
our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back.
Okay, I like that they
Loot and
have
shoot your way through a
like
world
representatives
filled
from
with
those
wild
companies to
enemies and
actually
outrageous weapons.
show up for
We're
the video.
still in development, and it's already the most ambitious Borderlands game we've ever made. Borderlands 4 will launch in 2025. We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history.
These types of games, I mean, I always compare this to Age of Empires 2 because that was the first experience that I had back in the day on my Celeron computer, still running Windows 98. The mouse, you know, I played a version of that game on the Xbox on Game Pass, and let me tell you, the first thing I thought, yeah, you can connect a mouse to the console, but I thought, I haven't played this with a mouse. It's like, I don't know if I want to learn how to manage through menus on a controller like that, you know, on the Xbox controller, but you eventually learn around it, but maybe the mouse function on the Switch 2 is going to come in handy here.
With the new mouse controls,
right,
players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ
Right.
7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo
Think about
Switch
this, you don't
version,
have to buy
you can
a
experience
mouse
controls on Switch
purposely
2
for
by
that. It
purchasing
comes
the
out of the
upgrade.
box with that function.
And we have even...
Oh, I just thought about something. You know, next up, folks, Sony will release a PlayStation Move for the PlayStation 5 edition that supports this mouse function.
More news from 2K.
I don't know.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
All right.
Dan Bishop. Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo
Basketball.
Switch 2.
What?
Plus NBA 2K as
Okay.
well.
NBA
We can't
and
wait to see
basketball.
you in the ring.
And on the court.
NBA and wrestling. Excuse me.
Poor kids find this old tat.
I mean, I remember the couple of first editions of you know, for the Switch, and it was not good. It was not good at all. The NBA games, yeah, but not the wrestling games.
Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound
What's this?
lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival.
It seems
thing.
like a fun
Next
game,
stop,
fun little
the top.
game. Very colorful and bright.
Nicely done. Well,
It reminds me
I
of
think
those
that's everything.
Overcooked games
Let's
in a
set
way.
sail.
I don't know why,
This
but
time, for home.
survival kids. Okay.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll. Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return.
I don't recognize the franchise,
We're
but
still working on
I
the game,
appreciate the
and we're
creativity
excited
here.
to share more with you in the future.
Kind of unusual, huh? Starseeker. So the first game that to be announced for 2026. Like, wait a minute. When I see these games, yeah, I could have opened my computer because it's right here and see, like, is it already available for other platforms or for the computer, like on Steam, for instance? I don't know. I don't know out of my head. Only way I'm going to know is if I read about it or a game that I played and really wanted to have on different consoles as well. But it's interesting to know if they're exclusives or just, you know.
From CD Projekt Red.
Oh, no. I talked about this. Cyberpunk.
We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first time. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077
oh my God,
Ultimate
this is
Edition
amazing.
comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
I just one thing. They should have put the song, The Rebel Path. That's one of my favorite songs of the game.
こんにちは。スクエアエニックスの浜口です。
Wow, Square Enix Final
Nintendo
Fantasy
Switch 2で
The
ファイナ
remake.
ルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作は
I played the
ミ
demo
ッド
of
がる
this on the
脱出までを
PlayStation
描いた
4.
3部作シ
It
リー
is
ズの1
beautiful.
作目となり20年以上の時を経て再創作された新しい FF7 を体験いただけます。
Yeah, that game that was supposed to be
Switch 2で
releasing
展
on
開
a
する
Nintendo 64 and went to
FF7 リメイク
PlayStation
シリー
1,
ズ
right?
にぜひご期待ください。
Back in the day. Beautiful, come on. Okay, quite a number of games already. On launch day, Path of the Goddess. Hollow Knight, okay. Silk Song. Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar. August, Goodnight Universe, somewhere this year. 2 Point Museum, somewhere this year. Wild Hearts, in July. Witch Brook, Winter. Puyo Puyo Tetris. That is an addicting game. Run Factory. Marvel Cosmic Invasion. This was, I remember this from the previous direct. Star Wars Outlaws. All right. That was a lot. Huh. Fast Fusion at lunch. This reminds me of Fast RMX. Even the way that the layout is or the graphics is concerned or the design of the vehicles. I hope I'm not mistaken though. It might be the same studio, I don't know. But at launch day. Shadow Labyrinth. I remember this from the previous presentation because of the including of Pac-Man in a different way. Summer. Okay, but that is not a Switch 2. These are not. Okay, maybe just a few of all of these games are actually Switch 2 exclusives, right? Okay. Reanimo. Fortnite. At launch. Arcade Archives 2. Ridge Racer! From the launch days from the... I don't know if it was at launch, but this was... I still associate this with the PlayStation 1, even though I never had a PlayStation 1. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam. Oh yeah, the Tamagotchi Plaza. Oh, Switch 2 edition. Human Fall Flat, coming soon. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
ここまでたくさんのタイトルをご紹介してきましたが、次がソフトメーカーさんの最後のタイトルになります。ご覧ください。
Publishers and collaborators. This is the last presentation. Okay, very realistically graphics. It's very pushing it. I don't recognize it.
I give you my blood. I give you my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight.
Okay, it's getting creepy. What are you doing? You are taking him to the dark side, ma'am. There's an asshole in his hand. Okay. Seems very beautiful and large in scale, actually. I really don't recognize the franchise. What game it's supposed to be. Okay, well, you got magic mixed up in it. What the hell?
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Interesting. A lot of questions are being raised in my mind.
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.
The Duskbloods. Very interesting. Creepy. All right, next year. That's 2 games pointed to 2026. Only on the Switch, so this is the exclusive.
From Software さんが手掛ける完全新作タイトルです。どのよう
I
な
was
ゲー
not
ムな
expecting
のか
that.
については、ディレクターの宮崎さんが語るクリエイターズボイスを公開しますので、ぜひご覧ください。
Okay, okay.
ソフトメーカーさんのタイトルの紹介は以上です。ご出演いただいた開発者の皆様、また今回の発表に映像をご用意いただいたソフトメーカーの皆
They saved
様、
something for last.
本当にありがとうございます。
What did you say for
ご覧いただいた以
last?
外にも、任天堂スイッチ2に向けて多くのゲーム開発を進めていただいています。今後も
Titles they're
たくさん
working
の
on?
タイトルをご紹介していきますのでお楽しみに。続いてはこちらの映像をご覧ください。
Right, I knew they would do that. God, what are you going to show us? This is the closing of the direct. It's Kirby. Is this a fighting game? Yeah, it is Kirby. That original sound, even from the from the NES or Game Boy days. I was not expecting this. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna see something from Kirby. Wow. Hey, my dude, how are you? Kirby Air Ride, a working title, right? It's got to be a working title. Mashamiro Sakurai. This year, from HAL Laboratories. Okay. I was thinking about like the way that Kirby was positioned, you know, even though he was moving a lot, it reminded me of the cover art from the GameCube days. So it's a follow-up of that game. You could put the original like on the online thing. Oh God. Okay. Give me magic. Oh, what is this? I like... What's this? Curious how the rocks have eyes and legs and whatnot. Ingot eyes of arrow. This far, I'm not recognizing anything. It looks like a brand new IP franchise. Oh, it's Donkey Kong. I kind of wonder why did you went out of your way and change his facial expressions to match up with the movie, which I haven't seen yet, but I know they changed that a little bit. Why though? A brand new Donkey Kong game. Let me say, I played the demo of the newest iteration, which was a remaster from the Wii days. I enjoyed it. I love it. Like it kind of makes you wonder if also this IP from Nintendo has the most games on one platform, I think, from every other Nintendo gaming system from the past. Will this be an exclusive Switch 2 game, or will it be available also on the Switch? Oh, there's a lot happening. I wonder if Nintendo will be putting back in the studio David Wise is his name, right? That did his magic on sound-wise as a composer on that remastered game that I was just saying. He was one of the original members from the Rare Studios back in the 90s, you know, to give that original feeling. That was pretty well, that was appreciated. I don't know who's doing the sound here or who's the composer. Interesting to see his animations are more cartoon-like, right? Very dynamic. Very dynamic. He's doing it for the bananas. It's a new world completely. Will it still have that British humor, you know? There's a lot going on. The dude got golden teeth. Donkey Kong Bonanza for the Switch 2. Okay, in the summer, the majority of games are coming out in July, right?
ドンキーコングの新しい 3D アクションゲーム、ドンキーコングバナンザです。唯一無二のパワーで敵も壁も
A lot of particles, a lot of
全
reflections
てを
and
破壊しな
details.
がら巨大な地下世界を突き進みます。詳細は改めてお伝えしますのでお楽しみに。
ここまでご覧いただきありが
Yeah,
とうご
this has
ざい
been
ます。
amazing this far.
改めてになりますが、
Okay, the
Nintendo Switch
recap.
2の発売日は6月5日です。
Even the console is being launched in
発
June.
売する本体の
Everything.
ご紹介
My
です。
God.
まずは Nintendo Switch 2の本体です。これに加え、ダウンロード版の
Alright.
マリオカートワールドがセットになった本体も発売します。
But don't make it more expensive though,
詳し
because
く
it
は
feels
ダイ
like
レ
you're
クト終
buying
了
the
後に
game.
公開する公式ホームページをご覧ください。
駆け足になりましたが、
I feel
今
inclined to
回
go
お
with
伝
that
えす
bundle
る
though.
内容は以上になります。
発売までもうしばらくお待ちいただくことになりますが、任天堂スイ
Well,
ッ
you
チ
gotta
を
save up a
皆
lot
さ
of
んにご
money
体験
to
いただけることを今からとても
to
楽しみ
buy
にしてい
at
ます。
least a portion of those games.
最後まで
How much
ご
will
覧
it
いただき
cost though?
ありがとうございました。
They didn't say that, and they didn't say how much powerful this Switch is compared to the previous one, just in terms of the internal memory space. But still, you know, they probably will say more about that. This is amazing. This is amazing. I don't think it's easy to give you a feeling of something completely fresh and new, but what was shown, I really appreciate it. Well, and I said what I said as it was going to go along. This is, I don't know if I have ever done such a long video. Maybe the announcement of the PlayStation 5 Pro is probably, it's like 1 hour. I'm way over an hour right now. And yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking about everything that's been said in this direct. And keep on coming back to my channel. And check everything else that I have here, because you're probably going to find something that you enjoy. Okay? Whether it's Nintendo related, Xbox related, PlayStation related, whatever. Or the classics. Keep on coming back. My name is Dion, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.